Welcome to the virtual college exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers in StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. There is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, CACRAO.org. CACRAO.org. I would now like to turn it over to our presenter.
Thank you, Molly.
You're welcome.
All right, welcome to the University of Tennessee. My name is Kristen Waldrop, and we're gonna have a quick 20-minute presentation going over our application process and some important information about the university, and then we will have a Q&A at the end of the session. If you want a copy of our brochure, I'll give you a few minutes to get your phone and use your QR code reader, and you can scan this code. It will download a copy of the brochure. If you don't have your phone handy, feel free to shoot me an email at the end of the presentation, and I can send you a PDF copy of the brochure. And I'll also have a PDF copy of our Honors and Scholars program that you can request as well. All right, if you're not currently receiving emails from us, a great place to visit is our VIP Request More Information site. That site is vip.utk.edu. If you go there and click on Request More Information, you can fill out your personal information with your email address. You can get all the updated information about the university, be invited to events, and application deadline reminders. So if you're not familiar with the University of Tennessee, we're located in the city of Knoxville, which is in East Tennessee. It's about a 4-hour drive from the Charlotte area and about a 5.5-hour drive from the Raleigh area, and probably about the same distance from Greenville, about 4 hours, and about 5 hours from Columbia, South Carolina. It's a little bit of a hike from the Charleston or the other coastal areas in North Carolina and South Carolina. So you may want to consider flying, and we do have an airport in Knoxville, the McGee-Tyson Airport, and it's about a 15-minute drive from campus. Our campus is located in the downtown area. It's an easy 5 to 7 minute walk or a trolley ride into the downtown area from campus, where there's great shops and restaurants and entertainment. And then, of course, we are located in the beautiful Great Smoky Mountains area. We're about 45 minutes from the National Park with lots of great outdoor activities. A little bit more about our campus. We have about 23,000 undergraduate students, about 30,000 total population, including our graduate programs, and we have around 360 majors. I won't have a complete list of our majors in the presentation today, but that is something that is on the brochure that I can provide for you, or you can just visit our website and scroll through our list of majors. So we are a large research university, but we're on the smaller side, which is really great for our class size. So once you're in your major, you're going to be around 17:1 student to faculty ratio. As a first year student, you might have some larger class sizes, but they'll always meet back in a smaller class size every week. We have 9 academic colleges. Our largest college is the College of Arts and Sciences because it has the most majors, and our smallest college is the College of Social Work. We have 3 competitive colleges which have additional admissions criteria that you will want to go on their website and read about. That's our College of Architecture and Design, our Tickle College of Engineering, and our College of Nursing. So when you apply to the University of Tennessee, you can do it either through our application, which is the VIP application, or you can use the Common App, We don't have a preference which one you use. It's whatever easier for you. You'll submit your application along with your application fee. There is a required essay. And then for the fall of 2021, we are test optional. So if you choose to apply without test scores, there is an additional essay. And then some optional items that you may wish to submit along with your application, recommendation letters, and a supporting statement. And a supporting statement is just something to let us know a little bit more about you. You can pretend like you're in an interview with us and you're wanting to let us know why you're applying to the school, or if there's something you want to explain, maybe something on your transcript or something you want us to know that's personal to you, you can use the supporting statement to share that information. When you open the application, you'll see this text box, and this is where you'll choose how you want to apply, whether with or without test scores. If you do choose to apply test optional, you will have this prompt that you see on the screen for the additional essay you need to complete. And just keep in mind, if you apply test optional, you can always submit your test scores at any time up until July of 2021. But if you apply with test scores, you're not able to go back and ask us to review you test optional. So if you're in a situation where you haven't been able to test, you don't like your test score, or you just don't want to tell us what your test score is, which is completely fine, you can apply test optional. We read all of our applications exactly the same. We read applications holistically, which means we look at all of that content that you provide for us in your application to make our decision. And while grades are important, and if you have test scores that do help us understand a little bit more about where you are benchmark-wise, college readiness, we use that information along with all the other information you provide. So you're not at a disadvantage if you apply test optional. This year, we're also doing self-reported academic record. This is something you'll complete after you submit your application. So once you submit your application, a couple days later, you'll receive an email with a link asking you to complete your SAR. And it's just a portal where you go in and you type in your personal information, you select your high school, and upload an unofficial copy of your transcript. You'll then input all of the information from the transcript into the portal. So you'll list each of your courses that you took 9th through 12th grade and the grades that you earned. Just make sure before you hit submit that you've checked everything and everything is correct, because once you hit submit, you're not able to go back and make any changes. When you receive the email, it will give you a 2-week timeline to complete the SAR, and your application is not complete until this part of the process is completed. We will recalculate your GPA at UT. So what we do is we look at your core courses from your transcript. You can see each of the units we're looking for and the subject areas. If you don't have one of these subject areas on your transcript, that's fine. We just remove it from the calculation. If you have additional credits, say, for example, you have 4 foreign language credits, we will take the 2 highest grades from your transcript in the foreign language area as part of the calculation. So anytime we talk about GPA from here on out in the presentation, we're referring to that core weighted GPA, or GPA that we recalculate. So for students who are interested in the competitive scholarships and honors and scholars program, you need to apply by our early action deadline, which is November 2nd. The honors and scholars program does not have an additional application you need to complete. You'll just indicate on the application if you're interested in being evaluated for those programs. The top 3 programs that you see are all 4-year programs, and the 1794 program is a 2-year program. Again, I have a brochure that I can email you if you want a copy of that. The information is also on our website, and there's a really great chart that breaks down each of the 4 programs and all the components, how many students they accept into the program, and the additional GPA and test score requirements that you see here. If you apply test optional, we just found out a couple of days ago that they will review you if you meet the GPA requirement and will not be looking for any test scores in their decision. For competitive scholarship, there will be an additional application that you need to complete. It's just one application for all of the competitive scholarships on campus. There is an additional essay that you'll need to complete, as well as a letter of recommendation that's required. And that application is due by December 15th for consideration. The cost of attendance for out-of-state students is around $43,500. So the biggest question I get after I read that number is, well, how can I make up the difference between the cost of in-state and out-of-state? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is our volunteer scholarship. For our out-of-state students, if they have a minimum GPA of a 3.8, core weighted GPA, and a 28 on the ACT, which is a 1300 SAT, they would qualify for the volunteer. And as you can see on the chart, it starts at 10,000, and the higher the test score, the more the award is. And this is a per year for 4-year award, as long as you maintain your grades while you're in school, which is a 3.0. For our students who had a little bit lower of a GPA of at least a 3.6, they can qualify for our Tennessee Explore if they have a test score of 24 or higher. And as you can see, that's 4,000 up to 7,500. And again, that's a per year for 4-year award. And for our students who had at least a 3.8, just like the volunteer students, but maybe a little bit lower test score, so a 25 to 27 ACT, which is a 1200 to 1290 SAT, they can qualify for the Tennessee Explore as well at $6,000 per year for 4 years. The Tennessee Explore and the volunteer scholarship are not be able to combine them. So they're completely separate. You qualify for one or the other. And for our students who apply test optional, we have the Beacon Scholarship. So this is looking at the same information that our scholarship committee looks at for all scholarships, except for they're not looking for the test score. Just to give you an idea of what they will be looking for is your outstanding academic achievement. So the rigor of your school and the rigor of the classes that you're taking, your extracurricular engagement, so your actual involvement in programs that you participate in, demonstrated leadership, and your commitment to your community. The committee will choose the students they wish to award the Beacon Scholarship to as long as they have a 3.8 core weighted GPA, and the ranges are between 4,000 and 18,000. So some important dates you need to keep in mind. Our early action deadline is November 2nd. Our regular admission deadline is December 15th, as well as the competitive scholarship application is due on December 15th. And then the national confirmation deadline to let your universities know where you intend to enroll is May 1st. And just a quick plug for the FAFSA. I encourage everybody to apply for the FAFSA, even if you don't think you're eligible for any need-based aid. And you can apply as early as October 1st, but no later than February 1st. And if you apply early action, you should have your decision at least by mid-December. If you apply for regular admission, you'll have your decision no later than mid-February. And the financial aid award letter usually comes out around mid-March every year. And here's my email, kwaldrup@utk.edu. That's kwaldrup@utk.edu. Feel free to email me if you have any questions or want a copy of the brochures, or if you want to set up a one-on-one meeting to talk to me after this session today, just send me an email. I'll send you my calendar and you can schedule an appointment. All right, I'm going to go to the Q&A now. All right. Brent asked, am I required to declare a major on my application or can I enroll undecided? You can apply what we call exploratory track. So it is undecided technically. There are undecided or exploratory track in each of our academic colleges, or you can apply to the university exploratory track. So for example, if you think you're interested in a business major, but you're not sure which one you want, you can apply to the business exploratory track. Or if you're just really not sure what you want to do at all and you just want to kind of go to college and fill some things out and be one of those people that finds a major that fits them perfectly, then you can just apply to the university exploratory track and you will just go in. You'll probably have an advisor in our College of Arts and Sciences, because that's, again, we're our largest college and where most of your gen ed classes would be taken. So that's how that process works. You don't have to declare a major. All right. All right, and let's see, are there dual enrollment programs at UT? Do you mean a double major, or are you talking about transferring in your dual enrollment credits? I can address both of those. We do accept dual enrollment credit. You can transfer that in. And there is a chart on our website that you can go in and type in the name of the course you took and the college that you took it at, and it'll tell you how it will transfer to UT. And as far as like a double major, I would advise you to apply to your first choice major. If you have a second choice major, you can put that on your application as well. But then once you're at the university, to talk to your advisor about a minor or a double major. All right, well, I'm gonna just give you a little bit more information. We have a little bit of time left in this session. So freshmen are required to live on campus. And that's something that we did make amends to this year due to COVID. So we didn't require students last year, so I'm not sure what will happen in years to come, but usually that's a requirement. You are able to have a car on campus. We have lots of great places to eat on campus. So for university dining, you would be required to have a meal plan your first year. And then we also have a current student that's joining us right now that might be able to ask a few questions that he usually gets from some current students. Hi, Colin. Do you want to ask what are some of the most common questions that you get asked as a student ambassador at the University of Tennessee?
How do you make the transition from a high school schedule to a college schedule? So for me, everybody here from or in North Carolina or
North Carolina and South Carolina.
Okay, so for my Charlotte people, hello. I went to Huff High School. Waking up at 5:30 in the morning to make it to 7:10, I think is when we started classes, was a struggle sometimes. But in college, you have a lot more flexibility in terms of scheduling your courses, any extracurriculars you have, getting your own food. I mean, freedom is like big for a freshman, I think. For me, it was like, that 5:30 start time, or no, 5:30 wake up, 7:05 start time. And now it's like, I don't have class until 4 in the afternoon sometimes. If you want to add on work potentially, if that's what you want to do or if that's what you need to do, you totally can do that. But the time management really hits you on the first week or two where it's like, what do I do with all this extra time? So, but if you guys have any questions for me, I mean, I'm here. I don't remember how long this lasts for, but I'm here until the end.
Yeah, we have about probably 20 more minutes left. Colin, why don't you just introduce yourself, let them know what your major is and some of your fun experiences that you've had, including your internship?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a senior here. I am my first semester senior. I will be graduating May 21. I am a finance major in the Haslam College of Business. So if anybody is interested in business, please let me know. My collateral is business analytics. Internships that I've gotten to do my sophomore year, I got to intern with the Walt Disney Company in their college program, which was a lot of fun. I did like a co-op kind of deal where I went down there to Orlando for my sophomore year. It was spring sophomore year, and I continued to do online classes through UT down there. I can't say that that's guaranteed for everybody. I just happened to get extremely lucky with the class offerings for that semester. I just finished up a internship over the summer with Caterpillar Financial. I was a finance intern with them, working in their credit department, which was a lot of fun, getting to learn about, for Caterpillar, it's machinery, but almost learning how a car deal works just about, but with big construction companies and big equipment. We actually just had our virtual career fair today, so I've been looking for a spring gig, I guess you could call it. I'll be taking 12 hours next semester, which is the minimum you need. So it'll be a calm semester, I guess you could say, and a full-time hunt afterwards. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm a Haslam ambassador, as Kristen mentioned before. I've been doing the program since 2019. This will be my second year. I'm a part of Vol Team, which is like The football recruits, we help them out. We on game days, before COVID happened, we would host families at Neyland. I'm on Me for UT as well. We work with multicultural students and are able to give them a taste of what campus is like. We're able to bring high school students in and give them like an overnight stay and get to experience a college day as a high schooler. Let's see. I have founded an organization in Haslam where we help with customer service, and I have Disney to thank for that. I'm also a part of both of the financial organizations that Haslam has, and a senior analyst in our Bloomberg MILC Center. I'm not sure if you've covered that, Kristen.
I have not.
One of my favorite rooms on campus, that's for sure. If anybody knows what Bloomberg is or has any experience with it, that is the place where you'll go, I promise you.
Yeah, there is a question, so let me see. They want to know what the dorms are like.
The dorms. So it kind of depends on the dorm that you pick during your window. So I was in North Carrick, which was a suite setup. So it was me, a roommate. We had a very small foyer, and then 2 suite mates on the end of that foyer. I know that Brown does 2 to a room. Stokely has a little bit of everything. They've got suite style. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kristen, but I think they're suite style. Hess and Massey are both community style. White and Orange are community style. It kind of just depends on if you're asking like what dorm to pick, it kind of just depends on what you are interested in, really. I mean, being in North Carrick, I definitely got to know my roommate and 2 suite mates really well. We bonded over the year, but it kind of just depends on what you're looking for.
What are the conditions? Like, what is in the dorms? Are they new or old? That's usually some of the questions that I get.
Newer dorms would definitely be Stokely and Brown. Stokely houses majority of our athletes, I believe. Let's see, amenities. I know some certain dorms have specific third-party retailer restaurants. So like Brown has Subway. Stokely has Starbucks in it. They've also got a PCB, which is like the student quick provisions place you can go to if you need a snack or something. I'm trying to think here. I haven't been to that part of campus in so long. I apologize. Our presidential court area, which is where North Carrick is, South Carrick, Hess, they've got PCB, where they've got our dining hall in there. They've got Chick-fil-A and another pod in there as well. Each dorm, or most of the dorms, have their own gym underneath it if you're not wanting to go to T-Rex that day. In-house laundry for all of them. Somewhere in the building there will be a laundry place that you can go to do your clothes. And all of them have a really secure system to make sure that, like, if you're not supposed to be there, you're not going to come in. But they do a really good job of making sure that students feel safe and are monitored at all times, and do a really great job of making it feel like a second home away from home.
Tell us a little bit about T-Rex, and then I want you to tell us why you chose to attend the University of Tennessee.
So if you guys ever come on campus for a tour, T-Rex is my second home. It is our gym on campus, our recreational center. We've got our pool there that students can go to swim at. We've got, typical weights, squat rack, bench, you name it. Upstairs, we've got like an indoor track that students can run on. Lots of extra things to do just for a good workout if you need it. You can also work there. I'm not sure when applications would open, but if you're needing an on-campus job, that's a great place to work at. Yeah, it's like my second home.
And there's a juice shop in there too.
Yes, there is. And that is a good juice shop. I don't go there often, but when I do, it's very good. And why I chose UT, this was more of a personal, one of these reasons is more personal, but I just didn't want my parents to come surprise me, if that makes any sense. You kind of want that sense of freedom. It's like a 4-hour drive for me, 3.5. But touring all the colleges that I did tour, and I won't name any places, but Tennessee was the friendliest to me. The atmosphere, the location, the surrounding community that it has, it all checked off my boxes in terms of where I wanted to go. And I don't regret it. Entering my soon to be last semester, it's really bittersweet. I'm really going to miss it. I'm going to miss the times that we've had here. And it's unfortunate that, with COVID going around, we can't be as all in person anymore, but Tennessee's done a great job of accommodating to that. And I love the faculty, the staff here. You don't feel like a number here. You feel like an individual. Your professors treat you like an individual. you are nowhere near a number here. Even with your bigger classes, I've never been considered a number.
What are some of your favorite places around campus?
T-Rex. In the community, definitely Market Square. If you ever just need to go get a bite with friends, or let's say you have a date going on and you just need somewhere to go, bowling, a movie theater, if they're open, I'm not too sure, but Market Square, that is the place you'll want to go. Gay Street, they've got plenty of options to choose from. There's a Maple Lanes, I think is what it's called, the bowling alley. I'll be there Friday, bowling with friends. That's a great place to go to. Max Patch, it's a little bit of a drive, but it's a great place to go if you want like a sunset view or a sunset view, or sunrise, sunset, excuse me. Those are the places I can think of that I've been to, at least.
All right, and tell us about a few of the traditions. So tell us about the Rock.
The Rock. So the Rock is a place where students can go to voice themselves. If you guys follow our UT Knoxville account, you'll see a lot of like on game days, we'll be painting it, like beat whoever it is we're playing. If there's like something big going on in the world, so let's just say like the Super Bowl, you'll see teams painted on there. And it's a way for students to just kind of express themselves. Anybody can paint it. I believe we now have a camera in place that watches it, so you're able to see what's going on with the Rock 24/7. Let's see here. Other places for tradition.
You want to tell us about the Torchbearer?
The Torchbearer, yeah. So that'll precede my next one.
Okay.
The Torchbearer itself is beautiful. I mean, it's an icon to us students. I work in the admissions office, so I cross paths with it every day, but it's really a big beacon for us. Literally, both figuratively and literally, it is a beacon for us. It helps us remember, what we're doing, and to make sure that, as we go about our years, we make sure to give back to the community and pass on the torch. The Vol Walk for sure on game days. Since being on Vol team, we're able to see the end of the Vol Walk. The Vol Walk usually starts around the Torchbearer, where players, the coaches, the mascot, Smokey the dog himself, will come down this huge set pathway, and fans are able to come up and give high fives, take pictures with the players, or just, see them on game day. And it'll take them all the way down into Neyland Stadium. And then on Vol team, we see the end of it as they come in. It's a lot of fun. This is all in a pre-COVID world as well. So hopefully we'll be back and better than ever next year with that. The checkerboard in Neyland, I know that on specific game days, they will communicate to the public a big checkerboard. So you'll come in there with orange and white. A lot of fun there. Gosh, there are so many traditions to go through, Krista.
I know.
If you can't find a tradition here, you will make it, and it'll be your tradition. I mean, there are so many things to go through, so many memories you can make from it. I mean, what's the first night for freshman students? Torch night?
Yeah.
Torch night, that's a good one to go to. That's a way for, freshmen to interact with other freshmen and new students. A great way to make friends if you're like unsure of what to do in terms of socialization or where to go. A lot of the departments across campus host various events at the beginning of the year for students to go to. 4 years. It's been 4 years. I'm trying to think here. I want to give you guys.
While you're thinking, I just want to plug our Big Orange Preview open house, which is at the end of October. There's also a diversity and inclusion weekend of sessions. I think it's like the 15th or 16th. Everything's on our event page on our website. There's 4 or 5 things that are happening in October, so make sure you check that out and get registered for those. It's another way to kind of learn about majors, our academic colleges, other departments, clubs and organizations will be represented. So you can just kind of go to a lot of sessions over the week and learn about the things that you think you're interested in, and just be able to compare that to your other schools as you're making your college decisions.
I'm watching the Q&A box.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else? I'm not sure everybody's classification in here, but I really hope that you're able to experience 102,000+ people in Neyland on game day. That's definitely been one of the things that I certainly will miss the most once I graduate. But as Kristen said, making your college decision, we're not here to make you feel forced to go to college, or you have to come to UT, or else, X, Y, and Z. But we want to help you guys feel comfortable in your decision. I think the worst thing that you can go through is pick a school, get there, and the first weekend to it go, dang, this wasn't for me, or have some type of regret as you go throughout college. And for me personally, I don't have that. I've fallen in love with UT, and we want you guys to make a smart decision. Don't feel rushed into this. I know North Carolina is, or well, Charlotte, my area, isn't terribly close to Knoxville. It's definitely a day drive, but we want to make sure you guys are comfortable when you're doing that process, and we're always happy to help. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yep. Yeah, we don't take it personally when students choose not to attend UT. We just want to be part of the process, like Colin said. Like, we're here to answer your questions, guide you through the process. I've worked at quite a number of other institutions in my career in the UNC system, so I'm familiar with how those programs work as well. And really, it just boils down to making a decision that fits you and your family's needs for your collegiate experience. So it's a good opportunity to attend as many of these information sessions as you can, tour any of the schools you think you're interested in. We are offering in-person tours right now. They are in a lot smaller groups, so it's kind of hard to get a date. But when you tour it, you'll get that feeling. You'll say, like, yeah, this is where I fit in. This is where I want to be. Or you'll be like, nope, I'm not driving 4 hours through a tunnel over a mountain to get into Tennessee to go to school, because that's what you have to do. But we do have some really great programs. If you're interested in engineering, we're lucky to be so close to Oak Ridge National Laboratories. There's just a lot of benefits. We have an amazing veterinary program, a great law school. So it's not just undergrad. There's a lot of things to look forward to in the after college as well with Tennessee.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking as a business student, I mentioned earlier that we just had our virtual career fair. In a perfect world where there's no COVID, we would have all gone into Thompson Bowling, which is our basketball stadium, and employers would literally be lined up in every little kiosk area, and you would go around with however many resumes you had on hand, look nice, wear a suit, wear a dress, and go around and just talk to employers. Obviously that wasn't what it was this year. We did it through Handshake and Zoom, but the networking opportunities are literally endless. I mean, you will find every type of thing you could potentially love as a business major, and as any major really. I can't really speak to sciences and stuff, but as a business major, the network is there and you have to search for it.
Awesome. Well, I think that we are good to end our session here, unless our participants have any more questions. Don't forget to email me if you need anything. If you want a brochure or you want to set up a one-on-one meeting, I would be happy to help you. And also, if you go on our virtual events page, including the College of Business, almost all the academic colleges have either in-person and or virtual meetings that you can set up to chat with current students like Colin, or to any other members of their staff or faculty that they have set up. You'll be able to read each of the different academic colleges and what they're able to provide. So go on there and check that out. And don't forget to register for open house. There'll be a lot of really great information. I attended some sessions last year in the spring. Well, I guess it was this year in the spring. And I learned so much that really helps me with what I do. And I can't imagine how beneficial it would be for families trying to compare programs across the United States if you're going that far.
Yeah, and also if you do reach out to Kristen, if you need to talk to me or have any questions outside of this, she'll be happy to give you my email.
Yep, I will send you right to him. Colin is an awesome resource to have. I'm going to be so sad when he graduates.
Oh, don't say that. I'm going to cry when that day comes.
I'm going to cry. All right. Well, we're going to end our session here. Thank you so much for joining us, Colin.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kristen. It's good to meet everybody on here. Well, virtually.
Okay, so I am going to show one last slide to you guys. All right, so thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. Thank you so much.